Bushcraft Ninja Throwing Stars. One can only dream. What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker Bushcraft. So although this might look like a very oversized ninja throwing star, that is not what we're doing. We are going to teach you a new lash, a lash that you're going to need to know for the next upcoming video or two. Anyway, you're going to need to know this lash, and even if you're not going to watch any future videos, you need to know this lash because it's simple, it's easy, and it locks some stuff in place. Lashing sticks together is definitely a very important skill for the outdoor goer, bushcrafter, survivalist, all those above. There's a lot of different ways to lash things. People will argue this until their head explodes, but here's what I'm here to say is that there's no right or wrong way, there's just a bunch of different ways, right? So I'm going to show you this way right now, and this is called a Japanese square lash. Very easy, very effective. So first thing that you need to understand is this lash is used for sticks that are getting lashed perpendicular to each other, meaning like in an X fashion. There are things that you need to lash in this fashion, which I know, yes, you can turn it and say, well, that's still perpendicular. But if the project itself, which is going to be a pack frame, I'll let the cat out of the bag, is going to be a pack frame coming up. So it's going to need to be lashed this way. Another pack frame style does have a top lashing that's like this, and that is a different lash that we would use. So if your sticks are perpendicular like this, that when you stare at them, they are across, then this is for you. Now, when you're going to use this lash or any square lash, it's very important that we don't ever go round on round. So we know we're going to cut saplings, right? So we have saplings. Don't be one of those bushcrafters that go to Home Depot and buy like square lumber and make stuff. It breaks our hearts. So point being, you're going to cut down some saplings, or if you're not in a location you can cut saplings down, you're going to get some dry wood that has fallen to the ground from branches and stuff like that. And then you're going to decide how your pack's going to go together, how your lashings are going to go together. And then what you're going to do when you decide that spot is the easiest method. That is just flatten them two sections out. So flat on flat works way better, like way better than round on round or round on flat. So flat on flat works good. Super advanced, which we're going to talk about again in a very future video. We can add square notches to this to super lock this in place, but for our purposes, just some flat spots work great. So my wood is in place for my lashings. Now I'm going to take my rope that I'm going to be using for this. Fold your rope in half. I have about 3 foot of rope here, so you're going to need a good supply of it. And you're going to go underneath the bottom stick itself, and then you're going to come across the cross stick. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go behind, and I'm going to try to just be really nice and gentle here. I'm going to go behind the cross stick, crossing my 2 strings across themselves, and I'm going to start to tighten this up. Now, one thing while you do this, you want to be aware of where your backlash is cross. You can see right now if I put my fingers here, okay, there's a pretty good width. So I want to make sure they're tucked in nice and tight. And I'm going to show you that once I get this going here a second. So I'm going to tuck those in, pull my lashing tight this way, and now I'm going to continue this process. I'm going to come back down. Now I'm going to go underneath. So you can see what we're doing here, okay? And now I'm going to pull this tight again. Now I can finally flip it over because we're far enough on the lash, and when I flip it over, what you're going to see is this is all neatly dressed here. So that's what we want, okay? So flip that back over. Now, I recommend 3 of these lashings for maximum strength on something this size, okay? So we're going to give this another tug, nice tight pull. Now we're going to come behind one last time, just like this. Now, one thing that is very important when tying knots is we keep the knots dressed, meaning that all the rope or the twine is touching itself. That's going to help for maximum strength. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this whole thing over like this so you could see a back angle. Okay, now you could see everything is all neatly dressed, nice and tight through here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this X fashion down to to the bottom, okay? So when you do this, your two are coming back to the bottom, but this time we're gonna stay crisscrossed here and around. Now what this is going to do for us as we do this and pull this tight is it's going to take this wrap that we just put in place here and pull these lashings together. This is called our frapping. We're going to do that 2 times. Okay, making sure that this frapping is as tight as we can get it each and every time, okay? Because that's really, at the end of this, what's binding all of this up, okay? So we got that in place. I'm gonna come up one more time. Like this. Then I'm gonna tie it off. Again, keeping it nice and tight, okay? Put a knot right in there. Overhand knot works just fine for something like this, okay? So there you have it. That is how you tie a Japanese square lash. Simple, easy, and effective. Once you do it one time, you'll get it. It is not one of those knots that you're like, wait, right over left, or as long as you follow those couple steps I gave you, you'll get this. And you can just grab some sticks from outside tonight or this afternoon or whenever you watch this video and go back in the house and do this one quick, and you'll get it, and you'll always have it right up here. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, this is going to build into next video that we have coming up for the pack frame build. It's going to be fun. It's going to be super bushcrafty and awesome. So definitely check that one out when it comes out. If you like this video, hit like and subscribe down below. You can also check us out over coalcrackerbushcraft.com for our classes, which the new schedule is posted. We already had some sign-ups, and some of the classes have a limit of how many students, like our blacksmithing and our cooking class and our edibles class, all that good stuff. So you definitely want to check that out. And then I think that's about it. So go over to the website, check that out, subscribe, like, and until next video, practice this, stay in the woods.